Hey, you guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about AHS 1984. I know you're shocked, but I do. Let's talk about American Horror Story 1984. It's getting ready to start up soon, and I've run into some predictions about what may actually go on, and I want to talk about it a little bit. Let's talk.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What,
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Like I said, this video is about predictions for AHS 1984. Now, I've already told y'all, I don't like slasher films. But I said I'm going to be along for the ride just in a non-conventional way. I'm not watching, but I will definitely be. See, I have enough fellow reviewers that actually do review the show where I can actually stay on top of what's going on with the show, yet not having to have the whole anxiety and the uneasy feelings and all of that for watching something that I really don't like. And I just can't do the slasher film thing. But we know that it is definitely going to be slasher film. It's going to be dedicated to the 1980s slasher films, and the only thing that's really going to bother me about that is I'm going to miss. I'm sure there's going to be a nod to Freddy Krueger in there somewhere. I love Freddy Krueger, absolutely love, and I never considered him a slasher, which he actually is. He's a child molester and he's a slasher, but he was more in the fantasy realm and that kind of thing, and it was always the good versus evil type of thing. So that was always I'm good with that. Just regular people like the Michael Myers and the Jason Voorhees and Jason's mother and those type of slashers. I just can't get with them. But anyway, and like I said, everybody knows that 1984, AHS 1984 is going to be based at a camp. So it's given total Friday the 13th tease, and I'm not with it. But anyway, so listen to this. I ran into this little theory, and I thought this was very interesting. Um, remember, Apocalypse was a sequel, basically, to Murder House, and they were really closely linked. What if AHS 1984 is the same thing and it's pretty much a sequel to and linked with Asylum? Because dig this, Asylum took place in 1964. AHS 1984 is literally 20 years later. And then it's going to be called Camp Redwood, is actually where they're actually going to be and all these murders are going to take place. Do you all remember little Jenny that was at Asylum who was like 8 years old when she had actually killed a bunch of her friends? And well, they weren't really her friends, they were kids in the neighborhood. And also she killed her own family and she was at Asylum. Now 20 years later, that was in 1964 when Asylum took place. She would now be like 28 years old. So she could very well be of an age where she would be working at a camp with camp counselors, which would put her right in a position to be able to bump their asses off. Make sense? It made sense to me. When I ran across it, I was like, that. And I'm thinking Ryan Murphy and the way he does things and the way he I could see some of this happening. And maybe not just her killing the people, maybe some other folks from Asylum getting in and being able to do some stuff. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Again, I just wanted to come in here because that ran across me and I was like, that kind of makes sense to me. But I don't know. What do you think is going to be though? Because I'm confused about how we're going to actually get to the whole, you know, without it just being another remake of like a Friday the 13th, because you know those movies don't have any rhyme or reason. I mean, it's just all within. And American Horror Story is always a mesh of what we've seen before and some of what, it's always a mesh. There's always a throwback. It always has something to do with something we already experienced or we already seen. So, what is the mesh up? I'm thinking. One other thing that I had actually ran into is where um, there was something thrown out about the nun. Remember the nun that was possessed? There was something thrown out about her. Maybe it is her. Maybe she didn't die from the fall. Remember, she fell and died at the end. Maybe she didn't actually die. Maybe the devil is still just kind of like lurking around with her, and she'll go to the camp, and these are all like young people, and maybe the devil will get the chance to actually possess somebody younger. And remember, she would have been, because she fell, so she would probably be paraplegic at this point. So maybe, I don't know, maybe she would be able to pass the devil on to somebody younger and it would have a more young, virile body to do the devil's bidding. But I think that one's a far stretch. But the whole asylum, I could see the asylum and the 1984 mesh up with the 20-year difference, and little Jenny would be like the perfect swing over. Tell me what you all think in the comments. Like I said, I haven't gone anywhere, child. I still love American Horror Story. I'm still going to hang on, and I'll still be bopping my head and communicating with you all. Um, but we're just going to do it in a non-conventional way. I'm not going to do how, because with Roanoke, y'all know I just tapped out with Roanoke altogether. I just left it alone altogether, but I'm not going to do that with AHS because I felt real left out. Now, I didn't feel real good about just leaving you all like that. So I am definitely going to, like I said, it's going to be a little unconventional, but I'm going to definitely be tapping in and keeping up with you guys throughout AHS 1984. So, anyway, put it in the comments. Tell me what you think about what I've said here, or if you have any predictions of your own, and let's talk. All right, guys, later.